You know that feeling when you hear a song and it just feels like pure summer? That's BINI's blush. It's so smooth, so effortless. But what if I told you that underneath all that fun is an absolute masterpiece of technical precision? Well, that's what we're going to do in this explainer. We're going to go under the hood and deconstruct exactly how they built this thing, from the beat all the way to the visuals, and, why it's such a big deal. Let's dive in. Okay, first things first, let's talk about the timing. Because the timing here, it was absolutely surgical. I mean, think about this. The entire world is getting ready to watch them at their historic Coachella debut. And just hours before, bam, they drop this. This wasn't just a new music video, you guys. This was a statement. It was a declaration of intent, really the perfect primer for their big arrival. And that statement came in the form of, well, what one source just perfectly called it, a technical miracle disguised as a summer bop. And I mean, isn't that the perfect description? That's exactly what we're unpacking today. We're looking at how all that easy, breezy, sun-drenched fun is actually built on this ridiculously complex foundation of artistic and technical genius. All right, so where do we even begin? Let's start small. Let's get into the micro details, what I'm calling the 128 BPM blueprint of the song. We're going to deconstruct the sound itself, because trust me, everything you see in that stunning video, it all starts with the choices they made right here in the music. So the track clocks in at 128 beats per minute. Now, if you know your music, you know 128 BPM. That's pretty common, right? You hear it all the time in pop and house music. But here's the thing. The magic isn't the number itself. It's how BINI and their producers take that familiar tempo and twist it into something that feels brand new. And what's the secret ingredient? Well, it's something called UK Garage, or UKG. If you're not familiar, this genre is all about its syncopated two-step rhythms. You know that kind of shuffling, slightly off-kilter beat? The one that gives the music this bounce that makes you want to move your shoulders? That's it. This is not your standard, straight-ahead pop beat, not by a long shot. And this is where it gets really cool. Look at how all these pieces fit together. They chose the key of E major, which just naturally feels bright and bubbly. Then they sprinkle in these pop jazz seventh chords that add a layer of sophistication. But the real secret weapon, it's the hook. The melody almost always kicks in on the end of beat 4. It's that tiny, tiny offbeat moment that creates this amazing rhythmic pull. It just yanks you into the next bar. It's so good. Okay, and this might be the wildest detail of the whole thing. The track uses a production trick called the super vocalist technique. So get this. Instead of just one person singing a line, the producers are literally taking individual syllables from different members and weaving them together to create a single, flawless vocal line. Can you imagine? It's just an insane display of production wizardry, but it also says so much about the group's incredible vocal chemistry. Okay, so now we've got the sound blueprint, right? We know what's happening under the hood of the music. So now let's switch gears and look at the visuals. Because the music video isn't just, something pretty to look at while the song plays. It's basically a visual equalizer. It's making the music visible. And this right here is where it all clicks into place. So on one side, you've got that syncopated UK garage beat we talked about. And on the other, you've got the visuals. We're talking razor-sharp, high shutter speed editing, these tiny little micro-edits. And they're not random. Every single cut, every single movement is designed to perfectly mirror that off-kilter rhythm. Really, it all comes down to this. You don't just hear the syncopation, you literally see it. You know those little twitchy edits in the choreo? They're landing exactly on the and of beat 4, the same place the melody hits. It creates this visual bounce that makes every single move just pop with this incredible energy. And when you put that kind of audio and visual precision together, what do you get? You get what the source material called, and I love this, a high-definition hug for your soul. It's just this incredibly warm, immersive feeling where everything you're seeing and hearing is perfectly, and I mean perfectly, in sync. All right, let's zoom out for a second. We've been deep in the micro details, right? The beats, the edits. But how does all that technical stuff come together to build this bigger picture, this unique emotional atmosphere? Let's talk about how they literally architected this incredible fever dream. The whole vibe of the video, it's this amazing contrast, isn't it? It feels like you're waking up inside a dream about a desert oasis, but it's all in stunning high def. You have that cold, futuristic signal bass that we know from their other work, but it's dropped right into these warm, organic, almost grainy desert landscapes. It's somehow nostalgic and totally futuristic, all at once. And get this, the video tells a whole story just with its colors. It's so deliberate. It starts out with those cool tech blues, right? To ground us in that digital signals world. But then the chorus hits and boom, it just explodes with millennial pink and sunset orange, colors that are literally chosen to give your brain a little hit of dopamine. And by the end, it shifts again to these deep, warm, super Latina burgundy tones. It's signaling this mature global evolution, like they're ready for the world. But you know what's just as powerful as all that color? The absence of it. Think about the bridge. The music just falls away, and the visuals dissolve into this mirrored-out void, this kind of neon cathedral. It's such a brilliant use of negative space. It creates this moment where you feel sonically and visually breathless, which just perfectly matches the vulnerability in the lyrics right before that final chorus hits.
So, okay, we've talked about beats, edits, colors, a ton of technical detail. But why does any of it actually matter? What's the big deal? Well, in this last part, let's connect all those dots and talk about what blush really signals, not just for BINI, but for global pop as a whole.
What a project like this proves, without a doubt, is that BINI are so much more than just P-pop idols. That label doesn't even begin to cover it. They're creative architects. You can see they are hands-on, building their sound, their visuals, their entire story. And in doing so, they've just set a completely new high watermark for the entire genre. And you could see the impact immediately. I mean, it was crystal clear. This video was getting praise on international visualists' forums for its technical genius. It was, of course, the absolute perfect runway for their Coachella debut. And more than anything, it showed them totally redefining what an idol group can even be. They're not just performers anymore, they're artists with a real distinct vision. And all of this feeds right into what everyone is now calling the BINI effect. It's a real thing. Look, they're not just breaking their own records anymore, they're breaking the entire ceiling for their industry. When you're talking 1 billion streams, sold-out arenas, and taking that historic Coachella stage, they're putting P-pop on the world map in a way that's never, ever been done before. Which really brings us to this final, powerful conclusion from the source material. And it's this. BINI aren't just showing up to the global stage. They're not just asking for a seat at the table. They are actively redesigning it on their own terms, with their own unmistakable artistic signature. And that leaves us with one last big question to think about. When a group from the Philippines can take UK garage beats, weave them together with super vocalist techniques, and wrap it all in a surgical color story to create a massive global moment, what does that level of artistry really mean for the future of pop? To me, it suggests the stage is way more open, way more innovative, and a whole lot more exciting than it's ever been.